Well, I'm back, and instead of going after the SS Antigua, like, oh wait, we can actually go after Misty with this team. Unlike the blue game, where we're doing a mono fire run, I'm definitely going to have something like Seismic Toss since we didn't pick up Mega Punch. We have Mega Punch on War Turtle here. It can definitely just blow its way to victory, since it's not like she's going to use water moves against War Turtle. I mean, they wouldn't be very effective, so our main problem is just completely avoided. Oh no, not the bubbles. That's awful. But I can just, pop it in the face, right? Boom, fight's over, Horsey's down. Have to admit, I kinda want one. I got a soft spot for the seahorse. Despite the fact it's the male seahorses that give birth. It's weird. I won't lie. Now let's just Mega Punch this again. Gosh darn it, missed. Admittedly, those tackles are not particularly scary, so I can afford to take a few. It's just the annoyance factor there, And I still need a bit more experience to get Bite. Gosh darn it. Well, maybe we'll get some in this fight. Admittedly, we didn't have to fight the first guy, but you can't avoid her. And the remakes you can, unless you get right in front of Misty. So it's possible to avoid all the trainers in the remakes. Though I have to specify it's a female junior trainer, I don't know. In other news, the dog almost apparently committed suicide today. Yeah. She was let out because she's got, a hookup right now with some cords so she doesn't get too lost wandering in the yard, so it's easier to get to her, if you're bringing her back in. And she apparently managed to get that wrapped around herself and almost strangled herself to death with it. Just by wandering around blindly in circles, she almost, suffocated herself. Yeah, that's a trick. I'm not exactly sure how she pulled it off, but this is the dog that managed to get herself stuck behind a toilet one time, so she wanders, blindly into all kinds of trouble. It's just, usually they're not so fatal, or potentially fatal. My dad eventually freed her up by cutting her free, instead of just unwinding it, because I guess it was just a tangled mess, so he's just like, you know what, screw it, we're just cutting it off. And she was freaking out and yelping in pain, though if she was actually in discomfort or... Nah, I'm not entirely sure. It may have just been the stress of the situation for all I know. Yeah, obviously I want to learn Bite. Well, let's forget Tail Whip. Because in all honesty, Tail Whip is garbage. I mean, lowering the enemy's defense by one stage might help every now and again, but let's face it, this isn't a team where that's usually going to be a concern. But I'll go with the Mega Punch for now. I mean, it's more powerful. Bite's probably more accurate. But I need more power. Okay, I'll go with Bite. At this point, I think we got it locked in the bag, so I can take a somewhat slower but more reliable hitting strategy. Because Mega Punch has like 80 power or so, and Bite has like 60, I want to say, off the top of my head. Yeah, I suppose my War Turtle was too much for you. But now I can control Pokemon up to level 30. Yeah, I can use Cut, which, is going to be necessary to take on Vermilion's City Gym. Though we may have to bypass him and come back later. That may end up being a thing. I'm not going to look forward to it, but that may be the only real way I have. Unless I can pick up Dig and teach it to Squirtle. I mean, it might be able to learn. You can learn a lot of crazy moves in the Gen 1, man. Until next time, then. See ya.